Alright guys, today I am with the Swole Scientist, aka the Vanilla Gorilla, and we're going to debunk some very common pre-workout misconceptions. So we're going to give the trolls a taste of their own medicine. So here we go. Got this comment at least 50 times. Black coffee, better than pre-workout. Nothing beats it. What do you think?
I'll preface this here. The main ingredient that's going to give coffee its active effect is in fact the caffeine. Caffeine in itself is performance enhancing. There's no debating that. It's the most widely used psychoactive drug, yes, drug, in the world. There's parameters for performance enhancement, energy, focus, even strength and power output, and athletic performance. The thing is too, while you're getting those, you have more potential to get more. There's nothing for vasodilation, enhancing blood flow, nutrient delivery, strength and power output, recovery. There's a lot of parameters you're selling yourself short on, even ATP production, the currency for which your muscle functions, you know. While it's not bad by any means, you can get a lot more bang for your buck when a fully comprehensive formula like a pre-workout.
Yeah, you want the pump, you want the performance, you don't want just caffeine, so.
Exactly.
All right, MP says the best pre-workout ever is Beet Juice. All that other junk is BS with caffeine.
Well, science tend to disagree. While there is some cool efficacy in studies for beet juice and beet-derived ingredients enhancing performance through nitrates, there is tons of science, tons of data readily available on things like PubMed that all these ingredients do have some great efficacy behind them. The key is, are they efficaciously dosed? Check your labels. Anything in the Alpha Line product line, check it. We got it.
Kyle says that he doesn't like to stick with one pre-workout every time he goes to the gym. He likes to switch it up. Right now he's actually taking Superhuman Supreme. What do you think is the best cycle in terms of keeping your adrenals healthy?
It really comes down to how you personally metabolize caffeine. Everybody has a different reaction to it. Some people take large amounts of caffeine and don't feel an effect. Some people take a little bit and they're through the roof. Your caffeine tolerance can play a part there. Your best option is take pre-workout or caffeine-containing things for maybe up to 8 weeks. Cycle off for 2 or 3 weeks with no caffeine and go back to it.
So my boy Achilles says pre-workout is for people who ain't want to work out. Might as well take a line of Coke if you need to get off the rails to work out. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, being from Miami, that doesn't sound too inaccurate, but you know, not necessarily. The point is, pre-workout isn't meant to give you instant motivation. It's not meant to replace proper nutrition, proper sleep, and proper training protocol. But the point is to give you that extra bit of motivation, help you lock you into focus, and take your workouts to the next level. You shouldn't be relied upon 100%, but making a comparison between legal street drug versus stimulatory versus a pre-workout's a bit of a stretch. And bro, I think you may have took too much cocaine. Your English sucks.
Whey Protein is my pre-workout, and he adds creatine and citrulline malate. Would you want to take Whey Protein pre-workout?
No. Let me preface this here. How long before your training are you going to take?
Let's say 15 minutes. Let's say he's treating it like a pre-workout.
Absolutely not. That's a horrible idea from the standpoint of whey protein is fantastic, it digests quickly, but the point is, anytime you consume something that has high osmolality, the osmoreceptors in the stomach, in simple English, your stomach's going to essentially needs to be broken down. When you consume a whole food or something that has like that whey protein, your stomach's going to get the sense it needs to be stay in the stomach, be broken down and churned. It's going to sit in the stomach like a bolus. It's not going to go straight through in digestion, okay? It's going to slow it down. The other key there too, I don't like eating too close to your training because blood flow is diverted.
It's digestion versus the muscle that you're training.
So there's a reason your mom said not to go swimming right after you eat. If you want to take whey protein pre-training, that's fine, but do so at least an hour before. Give it a chance to clear your stomach, and then maybe split and take your citrulline and your creatine separately.
Michael Knight is very concerned about consuming fake sugar in his pre-workout. Would there be any negative impact to having sucralose in a pre-workout?
Honestly, no. Science doesn't support that. Sucralose is very heavily researched and studied. It's widely used for a reason. People oftentimes will revert to some of the studies done it where it can interfere with the gut microbiome in terms of that. But the thing is, that was done in animals. It hasn't really been replicated in humans at all. And the equivalent dosages, especially when it comes to things like my studies, when based on amount of sucralose per body weight, you would have to be consuming tons and tons and tons of pure sucralose.
Like 20 Diet Cokes a day sort of thing?
It would just be insane. You'd have to be intentionally ingesting sucralose to hit those numbers.
So here's a great question. Why don't we have creatine monohydrate in Superhuman pre-workout?
So that's a great answer and a great question. With that being said, creatine is an amazing ingredient, one of the most beneficial ones. However, I don't like it necessarily in a pre-workout. The reason being, creatine is meant to be taken on a daily basis to maintain your creatine stores.
How much? Like 5 grams a day?
5 grams is what's been shown in the literature to be optimal.
Right.
The thing is too, unless you're taking a pre-workout every single day with that creatine in it, you'd have to get it from another source on non-training days.
Right.
The point too, creatine is not instantaneous. You're not going to take 5 grams of creatine before your first training session and notice the effects. It's a cumulative long-term thing that builds and saturating your creatine stores for ATP. So it's not a great thing to have in a pre-workout where it's not there. As long as you get it somewhere else, it's perfectly fine. We felt that it wasn't necessary in this format. That's why we provide it in other pathways and other products.
Joker Doom is very concerned about his pre-workout keeping him up at night. So how close should you be taking your pre-workout to bedtime?
That goes back to how an individual metabolizes caffeine. Everybody metabolizes it differently. As a general rule of thumb, if you're taking it within 4 hours of bedtime, that may give you obviously some complications.
Yeah. Well, you can take a pump version, right?
Exactly. If you train later at night, maybe consider doing a half serving of our stimulant-based pre-workouts, our pre, or extreme, or our burn, and then stacking with something like a Superhuman pump. You get that cognitive focus, the nasty muscle pumps and blood flow without as many stims. See if that helps you out. But, everybody metabolizes it differently. Give it a try and see what works for you.
Scott and Stunning Javi are very concerned that if they take pre-workout too much, they're going to get a caffeine addiction.
Interestingly, there's nothing that supports caffeine addiction, so by the criteria of what makes a drug addicting, it doesn't exactly fit the guidelines. There is data, and I've seen people saying that if they don't have like a normal quote-unquote intake of caffeine, they have caffeine withdrawals, people get some headaches by it. In terms of being addicted to pre-workout, that's a little bit ridiculous.
I mean, I've been taking it 15 years almost every day, so.
Yeah, I don't know any
But
better.
always cycle between stim and stim-free.
Yeah, keeps your body, keeps it fresh, keep the receptors fresh, and if anything, if you reduce caffeine intake for a while, your body resensitizes to it.
All right, for the grand finale, what are the negative side effects of dry scooping your pre-workout?
Well, you may have it go up your nose and go all over the place like a puff the magic dragon. In all seriousness, pre-workout and any type of powder supplement is meant to be used with water. A lot of time and energy goes into the R&D of the flavor system. There is acids at play. You're going to have it potentially go up your nose. It's not a fun experience. But also, too, think of the osmolality. When that goes in your stomach, it's meant to have water as a carrier. You don't have to have it in there to activate the ingredients, but it makes for a lot more, pleasant pre-workout experience. There's no benefit whatsoever for taking it dry scooping.
Plus all that hard work we did today with these epic flavors. Guys, we tried a root beer float pre-workout. It tasted amazing.
Yep.
All right, guys, so thanks for watching. If you have any other questions we did not cover about pre-workout supplements, drop them down in the comments below and we'll make sure to make an upcoming video on it. And of course at Elfline.com, we got you covered. We have a pre-workout for every fitness goal, every caffeine tolerance. We take all the guesswork out of it. So make sure you guys subscribe and we'll see you on an upcoming video real soon.